Jack Torrance, a prep school teacher from New England, played by Jack Nicholson, becomes winter caretaker at the isolated Overlook Hotel in Colorado. Hoping to cure his writer's block, he settles in along with his wife, Wendy, played by Shelley Duvall, and his son, Danny, played by Danny Lloyd, who is plagued with psychic premonitions. As Jack's writing goes nowhere and Danny's visions become more disturbing, Jack discovers the hotel's dark secrets and begins to unravel into a homicidal maniac, hell bent on terrorizing his family and killing them. The Shining, folks.
Yes, sir.
Stanley Kubrick's The Shining.
Yep. He was shining it all up back in the, when was it? The 80s when this came out?
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, Jack was a cool actor back then. Now he's a recluse.
He's like Bigfoot.
Yeah. Like every now and then I see like a TMZ clip of him just like getting the mail.
Or walking onto his balcony, looking down and like going back in his little hole.
Yeah, it's like a drone video. It's like a drone video. It's like just panning slowly towards him and he just looks at the camera.
I think he like super peaked in the 80s.
Yeah, he was
Starting at The Shining, 1980.
Yeah. Yeah, The Shining, directed by Stanley Kubrick, written by obviously Stephen King, Stanley Kubrick himself. He did his own little additions to the script and all that, and Diane Johnson, starring Jack Nicholson, the late Chevy Duvall, and Danny Lloyd. Obi-Wan.
I mean, Obi-Wan plays him.
Oh
in
yeah,
the-
yeah.
in
I don't know.
Doctor Sleep, but it's not actually
Yeah.
him.
I don't know why I thought that was actually him.
Yeah.
I forgot that was. In my brain, it's actually him for some reason, but it's obviously a different actor.
I mean, I wish it was, but
Yeah.
the actor now is like in his 40s, almost 50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's more that hasn't already been said about this movie? This movie is like, it's the cornerstone of horror. You know, it set the bar real high when it comes to psychological thrillers and horror movies.
Yes. But a perfect example of what a horror movie should be.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely just a labyrinth of just how far a human can be dehumanized, you know?
Yes.
Yeah. What more can be said about this movie? I mean, it's just an amazing, crazy movie that's stood the test of time, which to this day people still theorize about different aspects of it, which that's just what makes a good movie, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're living in 2025. This is the date that this is recorded, and this movie is just still being talked about to this day, you know?
And there's still a lot of theories going around about a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
And it definitely shows how much of an auteur Stanley Kubrick was
Mm-hmm.
back in his prime, back in his day, making these films. Like, he really definitely was a master at his craft, and this film really shows it.
Yeah. An Alfred Hitchcock.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he is.
There were other films by him I'd like for us to watch and review. There's one set in Victorian England that the name kind of flies out of my head right now, but it's a really good movie from what I've seen.
And another one that is.
Yeah, I'll edit it in. I'll flash it. You know, I forgot the name. It's like it's at the tip of my tongue, but I forgot the name of it. But I really want to watch that one. But yeah, Stanley Kubrick, amazing director. Probably filmed the moon landing. I don't know.
There is a part of The Shining where Danny Lloyd, he's wearing an Apollo 11 shirt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Handmade by one of Stanley Kubrick's friends. So it's just a ploy on, obviously the theories that he filmed the moon landing. So it's kind of like messing with our heads. Like, did he do that because it's true, or just because he's messing with us?
Yeah, that's like this movie itself is like a labyrinth of craziness. It's just a it just you just delve into it and there's like layer after layer after layer.
Mm-hmm.
Every scene.
On the crust, it's like a
Yeah.
beautiful movie, edited in the best way possible. This film is just amazing. The shots are beautiful. The acting is outstanding. And the more you dig deeper, the more you realize that Stanley Kubrick is like actually insane. This film was supposed to take 17 weeks to film. But this man, the perfectionist that he is, stretched it out to a whole year of filming.
Yeah, that's really how it goes with some meticulous directors like that sometimes. Like look at Francis Coppola. He's still making like director's cuts of Apocalypse Now. It's just
That's
like
true.
it's never enough when it comes to an artist is never happy
Yeah.
with their work. It always has to be perfect.
But Stanley Kubrick, he knew he was making a horror film, and he knew he had to get the most out of it. So pushing it to a year, driving these people absolutely insane, made this film like beautiful. If it wasn't for his insanity, this film wouldn't. It would just be kind of bland if they did it in the 17 weeks. But the fact that they did it in a whole year,
yeah.
stretching it out, making these people think like, oh my god, it's never gonna end. You know, like Stanley Kubrick found out that Jack Nicholson hated cheese sandwiches, and that's all he made him eat throughout the whole filming of this, pushing Jack Nicholson to insanity.
Yeah.
That's a fact, folks. You guys could look it up. Imagine eating a cheese sandwich for a whole year. That's all you ate.
Yeah. Well, you also gotta think about the actors and everyone involved in that movie too. Imagine like they come in thinking it's only gonna take a few weeks. And
Yeah, they have like plans. They're like, oh yeah, once this is over, I'll go and do this film.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But then to come to find out that the director is absolutely not insane, but wild
Man.
to say the least.
When was the first time you saw this movie? The first time I saw it, I was like 14, bro. I was around 14 around that time. I feel like I was too young to really like, or maybe not. I don't know. What's a good age to just like appreciate this movie? I'm thinking like your late teens, right? Like 18.
Yeah, I saw this film first time fully when I was like 16.
Yeah.
That's when I saw this. And thinking about it then, the first time I watched it, I was like, holy moly. Like, I couldn't believe like what I was watching. This is like, wow. It's like a sand blizzard. Wow. But no, it was a really good film. I was blown away. And after that, like, I've watched it a million times, you know. I bought the DVD. I put it on my phone because of that one app that you could put movies on your phone and stuff. It's got the code in the box. Yeah, and like I on road trips too, I rewatched this movie, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, and plane flights, I've watched this movie as well.
Yeah, it's I mean it's like like I said, with all the layers, like you always catch something with every rewatch, you know.
Mm-hmm.
There's always just something that like it just sticks with you, in which, like even as a younger adult, like I really found this movie to be super intriguing, super mysterious. I loved it. I loved like just thinking about like what makes this place the way it was, how did just all that negative energy just form in that place, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Especially with the fact that they say that the hotel is haunted.
Yeah. Oh, the real life hotel.
Yeah, the actual hotel.
I mean, I've never been there, but you know, you never know. Probably just say that just to like get people to visit. You know, like oh, it was in The Shining, and it's actually haunted.
Did you know Dumb and Dumber was also filmed here? That was actually filmed there too. The first Dumb and Dumber. When they go to like the
Oh.
ski place, yeah, in Colorado.
It was there.
Yeah, they filmed it there.
Uh, they see the guy in the bear costume
Yeah.
in the background.
In the orange suit that Jim Carrey wears.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, there's just so many scenes that are so unsettling in it.
Yeah, that's another thing. First time watching, looking at all those scenes, like, oh my god, like
Yeah.
somebody had to think of every single scene, word for word, bar for bar, exactly how it went down for it to be in the movie.
Yep.
Like
What's your favorite scene? What's your favorite scene in the whole movie?
my favorite scene is when, little spoiler, going really ahead, but it's when Jack Torrance is insane already, and he goes and takes a stroll, and he sits down at the bar, and he looks like lost, but then he looks up, and he sees the bartender, and he's like,
Oh yeah, he's all loopy and there's like.
yeah, he's like, slow night, isn't it? And he starts laughing.
Yeah, I like that part too.
Yeah.
There's so many good scenes, man.
Mm-hmm. Those are my favorite parts when he's like hallucinating everything,
Yeah.
because you know it's not there, but it's just like seeing him slowly crawl his way into insanity.
Yeah, and like we previously discussed with Nosferatu, what makes horror just really good, like anything in a horror movie, is just the mystery to it, you know, the unknown,
Yeah.
because it's a common thing to fear the unknown, and that's layered throughout this whole film.
Sorry, I had to crack open a cold one.
Popping a brewski.
A little brewski here.
Recording in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
Nice big brewski. We're in our studio in the middle of the desert, Mojave Desert. Oh.
It's one of those days. It's hot outside.
Yeah. But yeah, this film, my favorite scene, honestly, I should have asked you what scene scared you the most. Because the scene with
Ooh.
him and with the old lady, with the lady in the bathtub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna mention that.
Yeah, that one scared
Yeah.
me the most. That part was just freaky. It was so strange.
I mean, that scene was dragged on
Yeah.
way longer than it should have.
Yeah.
But the fact that it creeped the hell out of me.
Yeah.
Watching it. It creeped me out a lot. I was like, oh, it made me feel like uncomfortable. But when a movie does that, like, that's how you know that director accomplished what he wanted to do. He wanted to make you uncomfortable. Stanley Kubrick knew that, like, damn, I want that person in that seat, stuck in that seat, watching this film for 2 hours and 16 minutes. I want them to feel uncomfortable in this environment. I want to put them in a spot where they've never been before. You catch my drift?
I do catch
Yeah.
your drift.
And that is one of the scarier scenes, but another scene is when, like, I don't know who it was. I kind of forget. Was it Jack or was it Danny that was running around in the hotel, and he walks in a room and it's just full of like skeletons in the chairs.
Just skeletons, right? I remember that scene.
Yeah, was it Danny or was it I think it was Danny.
No,
Or was it Jack?
I think it was Shelly. No,
Oh yeah, it was Shelly.
because she was the one that's like,
Yeah, literally the whole thing.
Yeah.
She's just running around. She's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
what the hell?"
Yeah, that part was so disorienting. And that's what made it freaky. Is just opening the door and it's just like, what kind of house of horrors is this?
Yeah. Speaking of Shelly, like she went through hell during the whole filming of this. Like it
Yeah.
was pretty bad. Stanley Kubrick like crawled his way into her head, and she even thought about quitting acting after that film.
Yeah, all actors have said that this was the most difficult film to make.
Yeah. Especially the little 5-year-old.
Even Jack had a hard time making this. Which I find surprising because he looked like he had the most fun in this movie.
Because he's
He looked
actually
like he
going
was having a
crazy.
good time. Yeah. He looked
Eating cheese sandwiches for a whole year. Fuck, I would go insane.
is that what he was eating up there?
Yeah.
Is what everyone was everyone eating that? Or was that just Jack? Is that
No,
just a Jack thing?
No, because Stanley Kubrick found out that Jack Nicholson didn't like cheese sandwiches, so that's what he made him eat for a whole year to make him go crazy.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, there you go.
Everybody else would get like regular ass food, everything they wanted, but Jack Nicholson was like, just cheese sandwiches. Stanley Kubrick was like, just give this man cheese sandwiches and watch.
That's an effective way to break a man, I guess.
Literally.
You cheese sandwiches.
Cheese. Make a man lactose intolerant.
Yeah. Yeah. It is an incredibly well made film. Like, the shots and everything. It's just. Like, I could watch this movie 1,000 times again, you know?
Yep. And I got the book a while back, but I just haven't read it yet.
Yeah, and people often overlook that too. Is that source material also is what makes this movie work. Everyone's always like talking about Stanley Kubrick. I understand
Yeah.
he's great and all, but there's also the source material that you need to look at as well. And I'm sure the book is very good as well. I haven't read it either, but if the book is a foundation for this movie, then it must be a really good book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it goes from Stephen King, an amazing mind.
Yeah.
He's
You get
like
out in
peak.
the cabin in the woods, just writing
Yeah.
everything. Yeah.
Like it goes from one grand mind to another. And both of those guys working on the film, it just made everything work perfectly. But Stephen King, he didn't want Jack Nicholson as Jack Torrance.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Stanley Kubrick was like, no, this is my guy. This is the guy that I want to go insane.
This is the guy
I'm going to break this man.
This is the guy I'm gonna feed cheese sandwiches for a whole year. Yeah,
That's exactly what went through Stanley Kubrick's grandiose mind.
Yeah.
Speaking of grandiose mind,
What was your favorite shot of the movie? That's my
my
question.
favorite shot?
Yeah, my favorite shot was the maze. The maze shot, that was really
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
One thing about the maze is that by the end of the film, when it's like panning out, there
Yeah.
is no maze.
Yeah.
There was no maze to begin with.
But it greatly exemplifies how you feel in this movie. Like, these characters are literally lost in a maze in this house. You know?
Yeah.
It's not just, and it's like it's not just a maze of the house in general. It's like a maze of the horrors that they're gonna face and what causes them to go insane. You know.
Mm-hmm. Like,
Yeah,
and they'll never know what's on
Yeah.
the other side of that corner.
Yeah.
Turning that corner, it's a new.
That
It's a new
shot in
task.
itself is a personification of that film, which is like amazing. It's just crazy, you know.
Mm-hmm. Well, another thing about that maze is that the film crew would they'd get lost in there a lot.
No, I'm sure. That's
Yeah.
probably why it was like their hardest movie. They just kept getting lost.
Yeah, they said the maze parts were the hardest, especially with the fact that towards the end of the film, or actually at the end of the film, when they're in the snow and Danny's running away from his dad.
Yeah.
That fake snow was extremely hard to walk in, and the misty effect that was just a smoke machine. And that area where they were filming was so hot, and they couldn't breathe. They had to wear gas masks because the air was so thick because of the smoke machines. And I thought that was a cool piece of trivia.
Yeah.
I can imagine Jack Nicholson just running around like those pants were like probably real. He was like, "Ah, Daddy, Daddy." He's like about to have a heat stroke in there. He's like, "Daddy, Daddy, ah." Yeah, like you think it's like cold as hell, but in reality, when they were filming it, it was hot as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But my favorite frame of that film. It's when Jack Nicholson is just sitting there like with the 1,000-yard stare.
When he's
Kubrick,
frozen?
the Kubrick stare.
When he's frozen, or
No, when he's sitting in his office, well, not his office, in that like living room area, where he's just sitting there like
the iconic Kubrick stare.
the Kubrick stare.
Yeah.
That was, I felt that shit. I think I did that when they sent me to work out up in Mammoth, California. I just sat there in my hotel room, just looking outside while there was a blizzard going on. I was just sitting there looking out.
Yeah.
There's nothing I could do.
No, you eat cheese sandwiches up there in Mammoth.
I would make a lot of sandwiches. That's true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No.
So, we all have a little piece of Jack Torrance in us.
What would you write in the typewriter again?
All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy.
Yeah.
That's actually fascinating because Kubrick made his secretary, Margaret, what's her last name? Warrington, a really dull gal by, his word. He said it, not me. He made her type all that on about 500 sheets of paper. And then he made her do it 4 more times in 4 different languages for foreign releases of this film. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
that's like 2,500 sheets of paper that she just had to write that constantly and in different languages on a typewriter.
Well, yeah, because Stanley Kubrick was so meticulous that he wanted the sound of the typing to actually sound like he's actually typing.
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing with film when it comes to that. It's just there's also sound design as well, and the fact that he wanted it to sound like they're actually typing those words.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just crazy. Like he was that meticulous for some reason. Like I don't even think of that. When you're watching a movie and you hear typing, you don't think, "Oh man, is that actually what he's typing?"
Yeah.
I mean, some people do. Some people are like that attentive to when they're watching a movie, but like that doesn't cross my mind. But still, sound design is everything as well. But if it sounds like a generic typing, I could see why he wouldn't like that. But just the fact that he wanted it to sound like they're actually typing the words.
Yeah. Actually, when I watched it the first time and I saw all those sheets of paper and it was all the same thing, I was like, did he actually type all those things? But now seeing the fact that Stanley Kubrick made his secretary write all those pieces of paper, not printed, he made her type all that. Which, she's a brave soul, and her fingers must have hurt by the end of it all. But I just thought it was crazy. Yeah.
Man, I can't imagine being up there for a year, having to go through all that filming, man.
Mm-hmm. The loneliness too.
Yeah, Stanley was famously intimidating and demanding, like driving like cast members to tears. Yeah, Shelley Duvall fucking crying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think his golden boy was like Jack Nicholson.
The only person he was really nice. Oh, he was nice with some people. But he was young. He was nice to Danny Lloyd when he was a kid. He played ball with him, I think, while they were recording up there, and sent Christmas cards to Lloyd's family. Oh yeah, and he called him for his high school graduation. That's one fact I saw.
Really?
Yeah, he was like, "Congratulations, you graduated." He practically adopted him.
Oh my god.
He was his dad for a year, and he just got.
He was his child for a year.
Yeah, imagine.
Another thing about Danny is, when he uses his little finger for Tony's voice, his imaginary friend, Danny Lloyd actually came up with that. But he came up with it during the audition, and Kubrick was like, "This is my boy. That's the kid who's going to be in the movie." When you have a little 5-year-old creative mind like that, you're like, that's talent. I really like that about the little trivia. Now that we're on the Danny subject, the scenes where Danny and Halloran discuss their little shining abilities, It took 148 takes.
Oh yeah.
148. Just them sitting down at that table was like, with the Holler and being like, you know what, Danny? My
That
grandmother
would've-
used to say that that's called The
How many
Shining.
takes?
Huh?
How many takes
148
of that?
of just that.
Oh man, imagine being that kid.
Now imagine hollering is going and saying like, "This little boy you can't do it. How many more times? My butt hurts. I can't do this no more."
All work and more takes makes.
Yeah, it's more than any other scene
Yeah,
with dialogue ever.
dude.
You thought that the Willy Wonka and the Charlie Factory when she goes like, "I want it now," with the golden geese and the eggs.
Yeah.
That took about like, what was it, like 120 takes?
Oh, that's the name of the movie I was talking about earlier. Barry Lyndon. We need to review that one.
Which one?
Barry Lyndon.
Barry Lyndon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that gonna be our next one?
One in the future. It's a long movie, but every shot in that movie looks like a Renaissance painting. Well, not a Renaissance painting, but like a Victorian era painting, man.
Just art,
Mm-hmm.
mosaic.
It's a very fancy movie, I do say, Sir Reginald.
Well, hopefully by that time we could dress up and have the camera pointing at us, and we
That'd be
will have our
cool.
little powdered
Yeah.
wigs, and we would be ready.
Yeah, this is our humble beginnings. Humble beginnings for sure. Hopefully we have a nice studio in the future. We could upload some awesome videos.
Yeah. For now, it's just sitting down here with a cold one.
Our sad
Reviewing
little
a movie.
shack, yeah,
Yeah.
middle of nowhere.
Dunes right behind our backyard.
Yep. Another bit of trivia. Stanley Kubrick considered Robert De Niro and Robin Williams for the role of Jack Torrance. Can you imagine Robert De Niro as Jack Torrance? Hey, I'll work
No.
in no play makes Jack a doughboy.
Shelly, what do you want from me?
What-
Huh?
what-
What do
what-
you
what-
want from me? Huh?
What is this, huh?
What do you think I'm gonna do with this bed? Huh? I'm gonna smash it on. I'm gonna smash it into your head. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah.
It's like, didn't you kill your kids like a few years back? It's
What was the
Huh?
caretaker's name before him?
I forgot the caretaker's name before, but yeah, it's like the guy who killed his family, right?
With the axe, yeah, and the
Yeah.
two daughters.
So what do you do with an axe? That's what you do with an axe, right? What about Robin Williams? Hey, hello everybody.
I'm going crazy. I don't know, something like that.
Did you make some noise?
It'd be too.
He'd probably sound like the genie from Aladdin.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that.
Be like, wait, Gilbert Grady, didn't you?
Yeah.
Weren't you the one that
I
hacked up your
guess-
family? And he'd be no. Robin Williams would be like,
I guess he considered Robert De Niro after Taxi Driver, but he didn't think he was psychotic enough. Which I see for the role of Jack Torrance. I don't. Yeah, cause like in Taxi Driver he's psychotic, but it's like a subtle, quiet psychotic, you know.
it's like a mental
Yeah,
psychotic.
but
It's
Jack
just
Torrance
like
is like.
closed kind of psychotic.
Yeah, Jack Torrance is like a crash out, you know. You don't
Yeah,
get-
he's like
yeah.
explosive. That's
Yeah.
what Jack Nicholson is, and that's why I assume that's why he picked him, because he's like, no, this guy's very keen to blow up, and he's
Yeah.
like, he shows his emotions like that, you know. It played out perfectly.
And he
I
considered.
can't think of any other actor that would play this role like how.
Yeah, and he
Jack Nicholson did.
considered Robin Williams to be too crazy. He saw him in Mork and Mindy, and he just thought he was too crazy for the role. I haven't seen that movie. Let me see. Mork and Mindy?
I was looking it
I
up.
might recognize it. Going at our database. I've never seen that. Oh, that's one of his earlier roles. I've seen clips of that. Okay.
Yeah, no.
They're gonna question
Robin
our
Williams in
validity.
the
You don't know
80s.
Mork and Mindy? Like, how are you like cinema guys? You don't know Mork and Mindy,
You
dude.
guys, I'm gonna stop listening now.
Because you don't know Mork and Mindy.
You guys are done.
I watched the whole show 5 times over.
I listened to your 2 episodes. I thought you guys were cool until right now.
Yeah, you just didn't know what Mork and Mindy was, really?
Yeah, like you just. I love that movie.
Editor, play a clip of Mork and Mindy right now. I need to see what this is all about. Like, why, play something that probably Stanley Kubrick saw to make him consider him for the role.
Not his comedy specials, not anything.
Yeah,
like
something
that.
from
Yeah,
Mork and Mindy.
Mork and Mindy.
Yeah, something from Mork and Mindy. Just play like something that would have fit the role for Jack Torrance.
Yeah.
Editor, find a clip of that. Yeah, thank you.
I know. Kimasabi, something strange over there. I know, Tonto. 500 people tied up with dental floss.
Help me, Master!
Help me, Lone Ranger. Where'd you get that ugly engine? Why are they not gagged that Meshuggah? Look behind you. ¡Hey, la abuela! ¡Vámonos, Meshuggah! ¡Delante, ¡Hazle pues! ¡Calevando! I don't have to show you no stinking badges. Ours would be... Wrong game. Well, whoops.
Oh, that was crazy. Yeah, we could have had Robin Williams and Robert De Niro.
No. I can't imagine
Do you
that.
think Jim Carrey could have done a good Jack? I think so. He kind of has the same man. I don't know.
No.
It's like, alrighty.
No, I can't.
Well,
He's at the same level as Robin Williams,
yeah.
literally. In their own right, not to diss on them or anything like that. That's them.
Once the one scene that really confused me, and I know a lot of people were confused about this too, was the bear head scene.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like till this day, I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah.
But like, why? Just why?
From what I've seen in the book, during a year at the hotel, the manager had a secret homosexual affair with the party guest dressed in a dog costume. That's the closest explanation for that scene.
So Stanley Kubrick was like,
Yeah, he read the book. Is like, oh, okay.
That's
Maybe
funny.
he's just trying to add everything from the book. But when it comes to a book, it's kind of it's difficult because they're different. Like it doesn't really match the length of a movie, so he has to compress that into the film. Otherwise, if he wants to, because sometimes
yeah, but stay as close
Yeah,
as
there's not-
to the original source as he can, right?
yeah, that was really
mean-
confusing. But it's funny. I don't know. Some people find it creepy, but some people find it funny. More so
I found it
confusing.
creepy, but now that I know, I'm like, oh,
Yeah. So well,
that's not as creepy
This
anymore.
last hotel manager was wild. He's
Yeah, right.
yeah.
Like when I watched it with my wife, showing her the first time, she was like, What is that? Why is that a bear thing? What is he doing to him? Are they ghosts?" And I'm not even gonna tell her.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna tell her. I'll ruin it for her if I tell her that.
Oh yeah. The shots like that. I think. Would it have affected the movie if it wasn't there? Do you think so? Do you think like if it wasn't there, it would have changed anything?
Yeah, because that scene, it pops up when Shelley
like,
Duvall is
running
literally
around.
running
Yeah.
everywhere. She's like trying to find Danny, running away from Jack. She's like stressed, like it's the climax of the film, and she just randomly looks to her right and sees fucking a bear giving head to a waiter. And with the music in the background too, it made me stressed out. Seeing that the first time, I was like, oh my god, like
Yeah.
what is happening? There's so much happening right now. Like she's running away from death, she's trying to find her son, and now she's seeing ghosts.
Yeah.
And I would assume like she's also like very aware of that old lady that attacked Danny. She's like, oh, this lady could be in here too. Like so much could be going through her head. She's like, oh my god, we weren't alone the whole time, and it was just, that's the scary part, you know, thinking that you weren't alone at all for those 6 months that you were there. Because they in the film they were there, quote unquote, 6 months, right, up to that point.
Yeah.
And thinking like, man, like that's crazy. For 6 months, people have been around me. Come to find out that hoe haunted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a little fact. Stephen King was approached by Stanley Kubrick about making this movie via an early phone call. England is about 5 hours ahead of Maine in the time zones where King was from at the time, or living at the time. King was suffering from a hangover, shaving, and at first thinking that one of his kids was injured, and was shocked when his wife told him Kubrick was really on the phone. King recalled that the first thing Kubrick did was to immediately start talking about how optimistic ghost stories are because they suggest that humans survive death. And then King asked, "What about hell?" And Kubrick paused for several moments before replying, "I don't believe in hell." King replied, stating that there are people who believe in hell and they fear it more than death itself. This was a tremendously effective in helping Kubrick understand the feel of the story, which I see that now, because it was pretty scary to die and just be stuck in a house like in like a hell like that, you know?
But that hotel is just purgatory, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
like,
and all
it's
that over
not
a
hell,
phone
it's
call.
purgatory.
And all that over a phone call, you know?
Yeah.
The author, it's crazy. Yeah, that was a little piece of trivia from the IMDb page.
Nobody can mimic this movie. The way that it was made,
Yeah.
everything that was put into it. People try to make remakes and stuff and try to make it their own, but nothing will ever be close or remotely as close to this. You know, it's like a once in a lifetime kind of film. Like in our in the 80s, you know, our parents' generation, you know. By now, or maybe a little bit in the future, there should be a film that peaks either better or is close to this, but not just
I
yet.
feel like horror movies today, there's just mostly just shock material, you know? That's what they try to
Too many
get
jump scares.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You try to catch
Or
people with
like-
like a boo. They don't work. you
Like
know?
stuff like I know some people like these movies, but like Terrifier. I just never vibe with those movies because it's just
I haven't seen
it's
that
just
one yet.
just gore for the sake of gore, you know, it's for the shock value, but it really doesn't add anything to the film. Like not to judge it, you know, because every film is great. People put a lot of effort into them, but just not my cup of tea, you know. Like something like this is like this movie only had one person die in it. There's only one on-screen murder in this movie.
Speaking of that,
Yeah, but like
in the original script, Halloran does manage to save Danny and Wendy, but Kubrick thought that it was, not his cup of tea, and he was like, "This is a horror movie. Someone has to die," and he chose the black guy.
was
That is word for word, bar for bar, how this was written. His words. He had to choose someone to die in the film, and he was like, "Who else but Halloran?" He was like, "I can't kill off the kid.
yeah, you can't kill
I
off
can't
Shelley.
kill off Shelley. Who else is in this that goes on towards, for the climax and the end of the film?" And he was like, "Oh, Halloran,
Yeah,
cool ass motherfucker that's got a naked lady above his bed. That
was a
big
funny
frame
scene.
picture."
Yeah, that was out of place too. I liked it. I really liked that part.
He's just chilling in his room.
Yeah, but like I said, I just love when it comes to horror movies like these. I love them, dude. It's just the subtlety, and then it's just like you could look into. I just remember looking up this movie and reading about all the mysteries and the theories behind them. It's like I love like horror movies with layers like that. Same goes with like horror games and stuff like that. It's I don't know. It's just how I like my horror.
Yeah, and like other aspects that like give it a charm is that the hotel is haunted and that it used to be like a place for what was it, like a log company, like all the
Indian-
lumberjacks would go and live there.
Or
You
it was
know.
an Indian burial ground. stuff
Yeah, it's
like
right
that.
right on top of an Indian burial ground as
Yeah.
well. I saw this where I read that one of the guys that gives tours there, he took a picture. He took two pictures with the flash in a dark room where there's people, doing little tours, saying like, "Oh, it's haunted." He took two pictures with a flash. One of them, there's nothing, but in that same room, there's a mirror, and in that mirror, in that picture, you can see the outline of a lady in a dress, and I thought that spooked me a little bit.
Yeah, that definitely pretty spooky.
Yeah. I believe it. I'm superstitious, all that spooky stuff. I believe it. It being the hotel being that old, you can't, neglect the fact that, nobody's died there.
Yeah. How often do people like? Have there been any films where they film it like at a set location recently? Like that. I don't really hear much about horror movies nowadays or any movies. There are movies like that. Never mind. But I mean like instead of like in a studio.
Not that many.
Yeah.
Stanley Kubrick was like, man, this hotel's named after me. The Stanley Hotel. It's haunted. I need to film there. And they filmed exclusively there. Yeah, some shots are filmed at the different parts of the world, but that's where they were, in Denver or Colorado, right on the outskirts of Denver is where this place is. And it was it was built in 1909. So over 115 years old now. But back then, still pretty old.
Yeah.
Like one place I could think about is one film I could think about is The Northman. They filmed it in wasn't it like Norway or something like that?
Yeah, Gladiator as well. Both the first one and the second one.
Filmed in Rome, right?
Yeah. Not Rome.
Or just in Italy.
Yeah, some part of Italy, I believe, or Spain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
you could
yeah.
literally film any Gladiator movie anywhere in Europe. Because the Roman Empire expanded to the whole thing, like
Yeah.
almost all of Europe.
Yeah. Well, you couldn't film this film anywhere else but that hotel, man. That hotel
Yeah.
really
Yep. That's what gives it its charm,
yeah.
you know.
But yeah, the hotel itself is a character throughout this whole movie. Honestly, it's just a place that eats you.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes it so scary. It's like, and you can't leave. That's the thing. That's also things you go in, you can't leave because of the storm. It's a perfect set piece. It's like this is my favorite ghost movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one of my favorite ghost movies.
You would think that this film would be the inspiration for Hotel California.
Oh yeah, it kind of is like that, huh?
Yeah. But it's
I never
actually
thought
not
of
the inspiration of the song. I thought it,
Wait, what came first, the song or the movie?
the movie.
Oh, the movie came first?
Yeah.
Oh, I always thought the song came before the movie. That sounds older. Oh.
I'm trying to see. Hold on. I'm trying to see if the song actually. Oh no, the song came out in 1976.
Mm.
Yeah. So I was wrong there. I fact checked myself real quick. But at the same time, this book was written probably around the same time. Stephen King couldn't have heard this song.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like
Yeah, it's
so much creativity.
there really was, yeah. And Stanley's just going at it.
Yeah, I was about to say it was like
He's a
beatboxing.
beatboxing director, yeah.
Doing backflips.
All over Shelley. Poor Shelley. He was like,
Oh my
he was
god.
down beatboxing on her face.
Yeah, he was breakdancing on her.
Oh man. Yeah, this is definitely a really good movie. I love all the background extras too during the ghost scenes.
Yeah.
And just like
1920s
big Victorian people, yeah. And you know that picture at the end of the movie when it's like panning out and it has Jack Nicholson's face on it?
Yeah.
They actually airbrushed his face over the original guy's face.
They airbrushed his face.
Yeah, they painted his face in. And like if you go see it in a museum, I think it's in a museum somewhere. If you go see it, you could actually see you can kind of see his face sticking out, popping out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I would assume with a lot of editing, it like they made it seem like it was actually him.
Yeah.
And you know, one thing that I just remembered that they almost took out the "Here's Johnny" scene.
Yeah, it was almost something that Stanley didn't put in for some reason. Do you know why?
I'm not sure why,
Uh,
but I would assume that one of his editors was probably like, "This scene's perfect," you know, and all
Yeah.
the angles too, like filming. At some point, Stanley he got on the ground when Jack Torrance was stuck in the fridge when Shelley locked him in there.
You know what? Looking at the original like still image of the shot, yeah, it does kind of look like his face is popping out of there. Or maybe it's just to like catch attention towards his face. You know, I don't know. Right? You're looking at it too. You
Yeah,
see
I'm
it?
looking at, I see it. Yeah,
It kind of
it
looks
gives
out
like
of place.
emphasis, like this is the guy.
Yeah. It's just,
One thing that's wild is the guy that's blurry in the bottom corner.
what makes that so wild?
Yeah.
Why?
Huh?
Why is it so wild?
Because like you look at every picture back then and it's like still, you know, to think it would catch that guy just like
I don't know. I've seen some old pictures like that where
with
motion
kind of
blur.
blur.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's not uncommon.
Gives it a nice touch.
Yeah.
All
I
I'm
like the
saying.
clown back there.
The clown.
You don't see the clown?
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
I just noticed that. What the
Yeah.
heck? That's so weird. You see, each time you go back to this film, you find something new.
Yeah.
There's no way you catch everything.
Yeah, there's definitely always something new, man. Like in the bathroom scene when he was talking to the original caretaker or manager,
Mm-hmm.
and it's all red and white. And red in cinema is often implying like danger, you know.
Yeah. He's like, wait a
red
second.
and orange, yeah,
He's like, aren't you Dilbert Grady?
yeah. It's just
And he's like, I am, sir. He's like, you're the caretaker. He's like, no, you are.
yeah.
And that
so
messed with me, man. I was like, no way.
unsettling. Oh yeah, when he pops up all bloody,
Yeah.
it's like hello.
Cheers. And then the elevator starts like gushing out blood.
Yeah. And Stanley wanted speaking of blood, Stanley wanted the blood. You know that blood when it comes out of the elevator? He wanted
Yeah.
that in the trailers. But the censor company at the time, I forgot the name, they didn't want it because they wanted all ages to see the trailer.
Yeah.
And they couldn't add blood, and he insisted that it was rusty water. And that's how they got it to air on TV.
Rusty water.
Yeah, it was rusty water.
That's smart. It's a smart way to get around that.
Yeah.
One thing I found funny too is that at the time a crew member said that Lloyd could keep the tricycle that you filmed with. But towards the end of the whole thing, they never gave it to him. And in 2017, when Lloyd was on when he did an interview, he was like, "That's a lesson in the hollowness of grown-up promises." So it kind of sucked that little 5-year-old Lloyd didn't get that little tricycle.
Yeah. You know, he was like one of like 4,000 kids that audition for that movie.
But he got it because
Yeah.
he came up with the finger thing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's pretty smart.
I want to live like I want to live like Scatman in his scene where he's in his apartment.
That's like peak.
Why does he look so small on his bed? I can't show the image because there's nudity, but he looks tiny on that bed, right?
Yeah. He's comfortable. He's got the pillow on his feet and everything.
Yeah, that was crazy. uh, yeah, man, just everything about this film is always like some sort of little thing in the background. I love the opening too.
Shot on a helicopter.
Yeah, man, it's just
Beautiful.
yeah,
Catching the whole landscape.
and it just really sets the tone.
Mm-hmm.
Like it really shows how far they're going, how far they are from civilization.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like if you look at some images of this film, like certain shots, like of the some of the rooms in that hotel, it kind of gives that like this is a recent trend. I mean, that's not that recent, but recent like like kind of niche horror trend that happened recently on social media is like luminal. Well, not luminal horror, like you know when you see something recognizable but it's like off-putting, like an old playground. What is that called again?
Like
It's luminal, right?
nostalgia.
Yeah, luminal, right? That's,
Yeah.
yeah, there you go.
Kind of like the back rooms or something. Or
Yeah,
like you
yeah,
see,
it's
like
like-
a
look at-
pool that was in a building that you
yeah.
once
Look at this.
swam in.
Look at this picture, right? Look
Yeah.
at this still. I'm gonna put it on the screen. Like, do you not look at that and think like it kind of looks unsettling? Like,
Yeah, like you think of it, you're like, man, like I slept in a hotel room like that once.
yeah.
Or
I don't know. Like, looking at this image just makes me feel like creeped out for some reason. Like if I was there by myself.
and you look at it too, and it's like, man, you could smell that picture.
Yeah.
You can smell that picture, and like it's because some hotels are still in that '80s era kind of like style.
Yeah, definitely.
You could tell, like
Yeah.
'80s, '90s era kind of style.
Man, this is like awesome, dude. Like some of the shots in this.
That picture right there, that window's not supposed to be there.
What do you mean?
That window. If you think about it, that in that scene when it cuts to Jack Torrance turning to the right and going down the hall, if you look to the left of it, there's a door that should be going right there where that window is. And that's inside of the building. That window should not be there.
Maybe that's just a goof, right?
It must have been a goof, or
I don't think that was intentional.
that was
but-
the beginning of the hotel messing with everything, you know.
But that's not in the hotel though.
That window?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be.
Oh.
I thought that was a good piece of trivia. It's like I think it must have been a goof.
Yeah. Look at here's another picture, bro. Look at this. Doesn't that look just ominous and weird?
That's terrifying.
I love the use of centrism here. It's like so symmetrical. Right?
Yeah.
And that's something that I don't know, it's a common rule in filmmaking. You can't use symmetry, but some directors work around it.
A good one is what's the director? He's at the tip of my tongue.
Yeah, here's another use of symmetry here. You see that?
Yeah.
Definitely a real good film. Like, oh man, and obviously inspired other filmmakers later on down the line. Like, I'm sure like people like Wes Anderson saw this.
That's what I was thinking about. Wes Anderson. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's all he uses in his films.
Yeah.
All symmetry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He though we got some of his films that we need to review, and it's
Yeah.
they're-
Oh, sorry to the audio only listeners. We're just looking at some stills from this film.
You'll put him up.
Huh?
You'll put him up.
No, I mean like people that are only listening.
Yeah.
You know, like they're. Yeah.
Well, you can imagine it the way we describe it.
Yeah, just close your eyes and imagine.
Close
like,
your eyes.
imagine
and
Jack Nicholson.
Think of a scary looking
standing-
room.
Yeah, a creepy looking 80s room from the 80s, particularly from
Yeah.
the 80s. Has like weird carpet. You get the gist, man. You get the gist. You probably
You got
lived in
it,
the
yeah,
80s
dude,
yourself,
like-
man. Like
You have an imagination for a reason. Come on.
Yeah, man. Like you're listening to two dummies like us talk about a fucking movie from 30, 40 years ago. Like you got a big imagination, I'm sure.
Yeah. This movie was filmed 43 years ago.
Was it really?
Mm-hmm.
Dang, time flies.
Right?
Time flies. Yep. We haven't given our verdicts for this movie. What do you rate this movie?
Oh, dude. This film.
Some people, honestly, like I don't see it, but they think it's overrated. I don't. I think it's a very.
I think it's essential.
Yeah.
So many other films wouldn't have been able to like even exist or be a thought without this film.
Yeah.
So, because if you think about it, so many directors, writers, actors have seen this film and they're like, "Man, I need to make something like that. It'd be amazing." So much has come out of this film. All the creativity, the you know, like there's no way you can say that this is like a bland film.
Yeah. Out of 10, I would give this movie a 9.
You give it a 9?
a 9 out of 10 for 9 slashes of the axe against the door. Mm-hmm. That's 9 slashes.
I give this movie 9 slashes out of 10. I give this movie nine lines of all work but no play makes Jack a dull boy.
I give it a 9.5. 9.5
Oh,
shiny nines. That's what I gave it.
Oh, Shining Nines.
Shining nines.
Oh, you're
Think of
so
it.
creative.
Yeah, thank you. Just imagine them shiny nines.
Mm-hmm. I mean, what's more to say about this movie? It's
I
that's
think
all
we covered it all.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We thought.
If we missed something, let us know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
we
I
don't-
think we covered it all.
Yeah, we thought we'd start with something real nice and quick, real that we both enjoyed. You know.
That we've seen like a million times.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way I get bored of this film.
Yeah.
I've watched it like a gazillion times.
There you go. You could probably say every word for word, right?
Word for word,
like-
bar for bar.
Yeah.
Wendy, honey, light of my life.
You say that more often now because you're married.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yes. If you see me doing the Kubrick stare on the couch, be careful. Yeah, but I think about this wraps it all up. You know, gave our score, reviewed this amazing movie.
Yeah. Should we talk about other movies we'd like to review?
I'm still at the drawing board of what we gotta watch next.
Yeah, let's talk about it. It's can, we talk about a movie and we can look at other ones right now.
I really like Inglourious Bastards.
You want to review that one?
I think that might be our next one.
Okay.
Maybe. I also love Pulp Fiction. We should do a Tarantino film.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking is like I want to review 3 movies at a time. What do you think? Or would you prefer like just like a short burst and then next video and short burst next video?
I like it just being one film, a
Okay.
video. You know, it keeps its charm because then like I don't know.
I'll leave it up to the audience. Like, let us know in the comments if you'd prefer like one long video where we discuss various films, or just keep it to one. Like a quick one.
Short and sweet,
Yeah.
or long and
Long and what?
enjoyable. You let us know.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
We should review that new Snow White movie.
Yeah, let's go watch. Oh my gosh, we're on IMDb right now, and that movie got a 1.9. I've never seen one that, bro.
That's bad.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's like super bad, dude.
Dang,
Yeah.
that's our next movie.
Our first bad movie.
No, do you want to review bad movies? We could review bad movies.
We said we were gonna do good and bad movies.
Did
and
we?
Mediocre movies.
Oh,
yeah,
dang.
we did.
Oh, we could do. Oh, what the heck? Sorry, I don't want to look at that.
That looks gross.
We could do good, bad. You know, that's what I'm saying. We could review more than one movie. If that's something you'd be down for, brother.
We'll do
Like bad, good. You know, or good,
on
bad.
Thursdays we'll do good, bad, and the ugly movies.
Yeah.
Good, bad movie, and an ugly one.
Minecraft movie.
Oh,
Minecraft. I
am mining blocks because I am in Minecraft.
Magic Jack Black in The Shining.
Ugh.
Oh, what do you say? Oh, say a line like you'd probably like rock in a Jack Black voice. Say a line. Come on, you got this.
line?
Yeah, like a line. All right, here's Johnny in Jack Black's voice.
Here's Johnny. Something like that.
Yeah.
Where he's like, when you hear these, click, 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 that means don't come into this room. Shelley Duvall. You know?
Yeah.
I can't think of anything else.
I'm home. What he's smashing the
Oh,
door.
yeah. He's like, honey, I'm home. Little Nacho Libre reference. It's another film we need to cover.
I love Nacho Libre. We should do that. That's one movie I love to read. I like. Oh, we could do like a double episode because he's also made Napoleon Dynamite, that director.
That's true.
That'd be cool. We got a lot to talk about. Hopefully soon we'll be like having a steady schedule going for you guys. But yeah, thank you so much for listening.
We appreciate
I
it.
really appreciate if you leave us a like and subscribe. We hope that we entertained you with this review, and yeah, thank you so much.
Leave a like,
Subscribe.
comment, sub. You know, refer us to one of your friends.
Yep. Get the word going. The Spirit Box Podcast.
Spread it out. Listen to this on your daily
Yep.
commute while you're bored, background noise, something.
It's only on YouTube for right now, but soon it'll be on other platforms, hopefully. But yeah, thank you guys so much, and have an amazing night. That was my Jack Black impression. It sucked, but thank you.
You tried.
Yeah.
Beep beep. Blomp.